All right, hey everybody, welcome back to Be Mother Live. As you can see, I've got the XM Studio Starscream next to me, and I put up a poll earlier in the day on the community tab and on Facebook saying which version you wanted to see, and the regular version won quite handily. So here we go. We got the regular version of the XM Studio Starscream. Here we go. Massive, massive statue. So again, if you're new to the Be Mother Live format, we're just doing a quick kind of first look at the statue, and I got a few talking points here, so feel free to type out your questions into the chat. I'll try and get to as many as I can. If I miss some, I will go back through the video and try and put answers in the comments, so if I miss your question, just check back later. All right, so first of all, this statue is definitely a two-person statue. Okay, the box is enormous. If you're a centimeters person, it's 100 by 80 by 51 centimeters and 50 kilograms. Now, if you work in inches, that's 39 by 31 by 20 and 110 pounds. It's an enormous box. It only fits through the door one way. You got to turn it on its side, and it's way too big to grab, so you definitely need two people. Okay. Secondly, there's no print. I didn't get a print with this statue. I don't know if that was a mistake. I can't remember if Optimus Prime got a print or not, but you do get the assembly packing instructions here. You can see there's quite a few parts there, and you get the link to the assembly video on the back here. That's what the QR code is, so you just scan that. It takes you straight to the assembly video. The video is helpful for this guy. It's not as hard to put together as Optimus Prime was. There's not quite as many small little pieces where you kind of wonder where they go. It's fairly straightforward. Okay, quick question. Is it the same height as Optimus Prime? I don't remember how tall Optimus Prime is. This one is about 32 inches or so, roughly. So hopefully that helps you out. I think he's probably a bit higher, just unless you put the gun up on Prime. That makes him quite tall, but his head's probably quite a bit higher than Optimus Prime, at least from what I remember. So assembly-wise, it went together pretty good, but most of the parts fit with metal pegs. The arms, the base pieces, and it was a pretty tight fit for some of those on at least this particular statue. You really had to kind of force it and wiggle them into place. It makes them hard to get off, so just be careful as you're taking things on and off. These parts on the base here, this part, and then there's one similar on the back. There is a metal peg in the middle, and then there's a magnet on each end. So you got to really make sure you get that in all the way for those magnets to grab. All right, so that's the assembly. As I said, it goes together pretty straightforward. Does it come with the cape and crown head sculpt? Yes, it does, the Coronation version, and we're not showing it here on screen, but I got you covered. I got some close-ups of that version coming up, so just stay tuned for that. Scale, these are 1/10 scale, so I have no idea how big Transformers are supposed to be. It's an enormous statue. As I said earlier, it's about 32 inches tall. It's about 70 pounds or so, somewhere in that range. Huge, huge piece. Now, we mentioned Coronation Mode. You also get the airplane mode. So I'll show you that here. This is the airplane mode. It does come with a stand, but the stand comes in several parts and it would be hard to move. So I'm just showing it to you like this. And you can see it's quite large. It's a pretty awesome little throw-in for the statue. So this is pretty cool. I think it's going to look cool on the stand beside the statue. So definitely make room for the airplane mode in your display. Is the gun Megatron? Yes, indeed it is. This gun right here is the transformed mode of Megatron. There is a portrait switch out for the Coronation Mode, which I'll show you. I'll show you the... here, first of all, I'll show you the close-ups of this version so you can get a little bit of a closer look on it. Just 1 second here. Check this out. So there you go. Maybe a little bit better look at Megatron here. close-up of the portrait. The eyes do light up, you can see there. And so each portrait requires 2 LR44 batteries. So if you got this guy coming, make sure you got at least 2 of those LR44 batteries. And you do that by just sort of popping off the top of his head there, and the batteries and the switch is just in the top. So you can turn the lights or the eyes off like that. And it's similar on the coronation head, but the crown part doesn't come off. It's just the part above the crown. Don't try to pull the crown off like I did. It doesn't come off. So just make sure of that. Okay, let's look at Coronation Mode. I'll give you some close-ups of that right away. Let's just take a look here. And there you go. There's a close-up of the crown. Again, the eyes light up. The crown does not come off the head. It's the part above the crown. And again, there's a couple different hand options you can see there. And you can mix and match between modes with the hands. The cape, love the cape. I love the purple. And the texturing on the cape looks awesome. I mean, that texturing on the cape, if I could take that cape and put it on Mysterio back here, I would do that. Because that's the one thing that statue is missing, is a textured cape. And this guy's cape looks awesome. I got to give thanks to my buddy Russ. This statue is going to be entering his collection once I'm done with it. But I got some personal one-on-one time with it right now. So I'm not a huge Transformers guy. I don't know a lot about the history of Starscream, but the cape looks awesome. If that's what you're excited about, it does look really, really cool. So we're just going to go through, let's go through the chat here, see if there's any more questions. Is there an additional right hand? Yes, there is. It's like an open hand. You saw it on the, if you go back to that close-up of the Coronation Mode, you'll see that. And you can switch the hands between them. There's a fist for the left hand, and there's just an open, empty hand for the right hand if you don't want to display the gun. How much is it? It's an expensive piece. these Transformers, the shipping alone is more than most statues from Sideshow, let's say. So just keep that in mind. Huge box. Getting these things across the ocean is not cheap. Yeah, your favorite mode, cape and crown. So there you have it, guys. This is the XM Studio Starscream. Hope you guys enjoyed that quick look at it. Give you another 360 view of it. The paint on it is pretty good. It's not a clean white. He definitely has a some weathering there, some battle damage there as well. The blue and the red metallic areas look really, really nice. Yeah, overall, it's a pretty good statue. I actually saw this statue when it first debuted at what Singapore Toy Game and Comic Convention, as it was called then. This was back in 2017, so that's almost 3 years ago exactly. This statue's been a long time coming. If you ordered it at that event, or maybe even before that event, you've been waiting a long time. I think you're going to be happy with it. It's a pretty cool statue. Pretty cool. All right, so there you have it. XM Studio Starscream. Quick look. I will have a full review. Probably be the next review coming up on the channel because I can't really move this guy around. I have nowhere else to put him except here. So I'm going to do this review probably next. Then probably Omega Red. And then probably after that would be the HMO Gilliman from Warhammer 40K. So 3 reviews coming up here pretty quick. Just as good as Optimus. I think it's just as good, yeah. If you're a Starscream fan, I think you're going to love it. Optimus is a pretty good statue. I think was probably one of XM's best statues, in my opinion. But this one, I would say, on par with that for sure. Just depends which character you like better. So, yeah, thanks for tuning into the live shows. I'm glad you guys are liking it. As I said, XM Studios Starscream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to sign off. If I missed any questions, I'll get to them. I'll put them in the comments below a little bit later on. So we'll talk to you guys soon.